What is a small inconvenience or pet peeve that makes you irrationally angry? Loud noises, specifically TV, online videos, or games. I just hate the noise, gunshots, cars screeching, people shouting. My so offers to wear headphones sometimes, but I always feel bad for ruining his enjoyment of things he loves, so mostly I try to ignore it while fully going off in my head. Now I just wear headphones 75% of the time. I get so mad if I have to walk around or over things. Like my 6-year-old sometimes forgets to push her chair in when she's done eating, and I try to be cool about it. Kids are like that and all. But if I have to walk over a book and around a chair and then my pantry door is open, like ugh, I don't wanna live in an obstacle course. I'm still newish to actually commenting on Reddit. I think I'm supposed to wish you a happy cake day, right? When you ask someone how they are doing or how their day is going and they respond with an answer but don't ask you back, I instantly think you're a self-centered twat. It shouldn't bother me but it does. Loud computer keyboard / clicking a computer mouse. Also food noises, opening a bag of chips, fork hitting a plate, slurping, crunching, blowing on hot food. IDKY, but noises like that piss me off. My computer freezing. I have done everything I can to set you up to be able to run anything I need easily. You have no trouble with Skyrim. If I really wanted I could mine Bitcoin. And you freeze opening the freaking photo gallery? Mixing noises. If we are watching TV and someone starts a YouTube video on their phone or starts playing a video game with the volume on. Or if I'm listening to music and someone turns the TV on. Same thing. Like, just ask, I'll turn mine off, but I cannot stand the mixing. Bad / reckless drivers, speeding a lot, changing lanes on a whim without really paying attention, parking shitty. You don't exist in the world by yourself. Taking unnecessary risks doesn't just affect you, it puts others at risk too. Not something to oops about when you could potentially get someone killed just to shave a few minutes off your trip. Uneven sidewalks that cause you to randomly trip. Walking around downtown Atlanta made my feet so sore. People playing music, videos, etc. in public without headphones. Seriously, no one wants to hear your shitty music. Roommates that touch your stuff without permission. Literally just ask. Odds are that I won't even say no. It's the principle of the matter. People who don't know how apostrophes work, but use them anyway. I'm not gonna artsy you for leaving it out like there, but putting an apostrophe where it doesn't belong like in a plural word rocks pisses me off so much. Why the fuck are you using apostrophes when you clearly don't know how? So like 10ish years ago Cheesecake Factory made all their to-go cake boxes uniform, which money-wise is probably a good decision, and it has severely inconvenienced me. You see, I enjoy the Linda's Fudge, which is a multi-layered chocolate cake. However, ever since they changed the to-go cake box, the box always rips off the top layer of the cake, which is where the fudge is. Without the fudge, the cake is just Linda. This inconveniences me. I have more details and feelings and years of irrational rage, but I will not bore you with that information. Mispronouncing names. I don't why it irritates me, but if you hear how to pronounce someone's name, make an effort to do so. Even if you have to practice in a mirror. I have a coworker that absolutely refuses to pronounce names properly and I'm like, Gal, you've been here since the resurrection of Christ. Surely you can say names properly. And people that misspell my name in an email reply whenever my name is very large and colored in the signature. I understand if I told you my name and didn't spell it for you, but come on. It's right there. Pedestrians walking on the incorrect side of the road. In the US, where there are no sidewalks, pedestrians are supposed to walk against the direction of vehicle traffic. There are a number of reasons why this is not only the law, but it also increases the pedestrian's survivability. You can see danger when it is in front of you better than you can avoid danger from behind using your ears only. If the driver is not paying attention you can move out of the way if you see them coming at you. Also, with social distancing concerns, I want you on the other side of the road, away from me. Really large crowds make me angry for some reason. Especially when it's moving really slow. I just can't handle that many people bumping into me and standing right in front of me. One of the reasons I don't go to Disneyland that often. I just want to go to Space Mountain. Why are you walking so slow? The supermarket is where I regularly experience all my pet peeves. People walking slow. Standing in the middle of the aisle and not moving to one side. Butting up along the other side of someone in the aisle and stopping there to look for something without looking behind them to see if someone is trying to get through. People reaching around you without saying a word like excuse me and scary the crap out of you. Leg tapping / shaking. I think it is linked to my sensory difficulties, but I legitimately can't have a shaking leg in my vision. In classes I have to literally block my vision if someone is doing it. Sometimes I just can't block that angle, and it makes me unreasonably angry. It's not like it's causing me harm, and I have ADHD. I've been there, but it sets me off really bad for some reason. You'll never see me get more irrationally angry than when someone tells me, all you gotta do is where the blank is something that takes multiple steps. No Steve, you cannot ask me to do one thing and try to sneak 15 things in one sentence. You're being deliberately deceitful about the amount of work that needs to be done. Example, hey man, all you gotta do is clean this one room. It's not that hard. Oh, you mean the room that someone clearly just defecated in? Please tell me more about how that's one step. It's a very small thing. Game ads where they deliberately pick the wrong answer / do the wrong thing. Yes, the marketing strategy works. Does that mean I'm not going to get mildly infuriated by the fact that they made the wrong move? No. Oh boy, buckle up because shit's about to get serious. I hate when people chew with their mouths open. I have made my son eat outside before, so I didn't beat him. I hate when my wife doesn't put the TV remote back where I lay it. That pisses me off. The list goes on, but I need a shower. Cars that ride their brakes going uphill. There's no fucking reason to even be touching your brake pedal going uphill. Also cars that need to come to a complete stop before making a turn without making any attempt to get out of the lane and out of the way of any car behind them. You are completely fucking up the flow of traffic and all the cars behind you. When people intentionally write things incorrectly like massively incorrect, so in French chicken is powdered, my friend typed out bullet intentionally. Why in the fuck? It's not even like it's a shorter version of the original word, it's just plain wrong in every single way intentionally. The sound an egg carton makes when you open it up or brush up against it. Something about the squeak it makes causes me to cringe. The fact that I now have to wipe off my groceries makes it even worse. US taxes. I do them every year, and no matter how much effort I put in, the government replies with nope. You owe us exactly this, or we owe you exactly that. Why bother doing taxes if the government already knows the answer? So many wasted hours. When people post pictures of someone hiking / biking / whatever on a steep slope and they rotate the image to try to make it look more steep than it really is. Stop trying to trick us. I don't know why it drives me mad. The phrase "it's just one of those things." It's used so much in situations where something didn't happen, often when the thing that didn't happen wasn't unavoidable. People use it when you could still have theoretically done something, but that something was cancelled or postponed because of something small or insignificant. It annoys me a lot because I just think no, it really wasn't. Really bad handwriting. I don't have the neatest handwriting, but it's not completely illegible. Some of my friends, mostly boys, are *SOBAD*. How can you even look at your notes when they look that bad? Big props to teachers for having to read horrible handwriting all the time. When I toss a lid from something, mayo, jelly, whatever, on the counter when making something to eat, and it has to circle and figure a skit on the countertop making that wee 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 sound instead of just laying flat and allowing me to have some peace for once. Every time. Why don't I learn? Happy cake day. My parent intentionally waiting with an empty plate on their lap for me to finish eating, so that when I get up to put my dishes in the kitchen they ask me to take this as well, since you're going that way anyway. The sound of people biting their cutlery. Currently, when out walking my partner and I mostly walk single file to allow others to pass us with some space on narrow footpaths. So many people just walk side by side completely filling the gap we left. My younger siblings squealing when they don't get their own way. My parents let them because sometimes they should let it out. Drives me insane. Just unnecessary loud noises in general drive me mad, but this is one of the mains. Leaving your shopping cart out in the parking lot. If there's a designated spot and you put the cart there, that's one thing, but I hate when I see a shopping cart in a lane, in a parking spot, or half-assed dragged up onto one of the islands. The worst is when someone brings it back to the sidewalk and leaves it in front of the doors rather than taking the extra 5 steps. Who does a task to 98% and then walks away before finishing the task? If you don't return your cart, you're a bad person. You just are. Not saying returning your cart makes you good, but failing to do so means you can't be trusted. I don't have OCD or anything, but on certain days I can walk around in my apartment to see like on spot on the floor with like some dirt, just a small amount, and I get the urge to clean the whole house and can't concentrate or do anything else before I finish cleaning. Witnessing people who just throw or put their garbage at everywhere except the garbage. 10/10ths would make my blood boil. And also little kids running everywhere and then accidentally bumping at you or acting like a little dumbass. Oh no kid, come here and let me whip your ass. People who are just ignorant and can't use their brain. It's like God gave people a brain for a reason besides to help you move and other stuff. Why don't people use it for common sense and intelligence? When my mom asks me to do dishes before she gets home and I'm still working on them and she starts cooking as soon as she walks in the door. Like, can you let me finish before making another mess please? When somebody interrupts me, people eating with their mouth open, people who spit for no reason, walking past somebody who doesn't know how to take a shower, men in sandals with disgustingly unkept toenails, people who say you know what I mean after every fucking sentence. People who get called and yell hello and I can't hear you 100s of times instead of hanging up and calling again. There are probably more, but I can't think of them right now. I work as a cashier, and when people come up and start having me scan their stuff and then go search for more stuff and then get pissed when I start ringing out the next customer, like it's called a line for a reason. Your shit doesn't keep a spot. When my sister just grabs a bunch of forks/spoons/plates/etc for when we set up the dinner table instead of counting them out to get the right amount. We have only 5 people in our house. Just count the damn utensils, you wet sponge.